Oh, hi. Good day. My name is Ram Posham. I'm a cloud architect with Oracle. I'm going to show you something interesting very quickly. Basically, I'm going to show you how to create an autonomous database, create a schema, load some data, create some charts, and a dashboard as fast as I could. So let me show you how to do it. So here is the architecture diagram. I got a OCI tenancy, and within that I have a VCN called RPVCN. Let me use my pen here. So that's the one, and that is 10.0.0/16. And I got a public network and a private network. All right. So we are going to very quickly. What are we going to do? We are going to create a compute instance, a bastion, basically on the public subnet, and an ADB client on the private subnet. And later we are going to create an autonomous database with this name, RP-ATP1. And so we are going to connect to the bastion, and we are going to open a secure SSH tunnel to this ADB client, and we are going to connect to that. Then from there, we are going to create a schema within the autonomous database. And after the data is loaded, we are going to create a bunch of charts and dashboard and see it using the browser. And while the data is getting loaded, actually after that, you can see how the data gets refreshed. You can see the latest data on the dashboard. All right, so very quickly, let's do that. So here is my tenancy. This is my VCN, RP VCN IAD, and it has got public subnet and private subnet. So let's go and create a couple of instances. Compute instance and create. Let's call it bastion 1, RP BA bastion 1. RP is my initial. So then what do we do here? Just choose the image. Let's use a image where it has SQL plus tools. So that is going to be Oracle Linux Cloud Developer. Then say OK. Then we are going to all right, then see, it's going to be asking for a VCN IAD. And we are going to create within the public subnet. That's good. Then we are going to assign IPv4 public IP address. Then we are going to upload a public key. So I have that here. So that is going to be SSH key 2021-1128 public key. There is a corresponding private key also. And that's pretty much it, actually. So we are creating this one. So let's create another instance. Let's create another instance. This one we call it ADB client. And that's going to be same. Here we are going to have change the image. We are going to have SQL developer. Sorry, a Linux Cloud Developer. It has a lot of development tools, so we'll be using that. And select the image. The only difference between that and this is going to be we are going to use IAD, and within that we are going to create within the private subnet this time. All right. So private subnet, upload the public key. We're going to be using the same key. So that way, this one. So, all right. So that is, while that is getting, those VMs are getting created, it's probably already created the first one, right? So this is already running. So this is my public IP address, this is a private IP address. So let the other one get created. So in the meanwhile, let's go to autonomous database. So let's create an autonomous transaction processing database. And so let's create one. This is terminated. I just trying to reproduce this, recreate the same thing. So RP ATP1. Let's use the same name. And transaction processing. It's going to be 19C, 1 CPU, 1 terabyte storage. Enter the password. So that's the admin password. Now I'm going to secure access to this autonomous database from particular VCM. So that's going to be, I'm going to first of all restrict from my home address. This is where I'm going to be accessing it from. In addition to that, I'm going to be accessing it from a VCN, right? So virtual cloud network, and that's going to be RP VCN IAD. And within that, we can further restrict. We can restrict it to only private subnet. So that's going to be 10.0.10.24. This is the CIDR block for the private subnet. All right. So I got that. And then we are going to be using bring your own license. And we are going to use Enterprise Edition. And that's pretty much it. So let's create that. So this may take about a minute or two. And while that's going on, let's go back to the compute instances. So hopefully both are up and running. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a spreadsheet. Actually, I'm going to post this, the same one you can use. So this is to just automatically generate commands, shell commands that I will be using. So very simple. So my autonomous database is going to be RP ATP1, and it's going to create a wallet actually. So I will come back to this in a minute. So right now, let's see what is the Bastion private key. So I got a private key in this particular directory. So for example, if you want to know that, so this is my git bash. So I can just select this and go here and say ls. See that particular file is there. Okay, so that's a private key, and this is the IP address. We need to change the IP address. Go here, get the IP address from here, and paste it here. And what is the private IP for the ATP client? So that's going to be our ADP client. That's going to be this one. All right, so we are good there. And we are going to copy this wallet file from the autonomous database to this directory. So let's go back to autonomous database. So where is the autonomous database? Here we go. Go to database, autonomous transaction processing. And hopefully this is up and running. Great. So click on that. So what you do is for the database connection, you can download the wallet. You need to download. So you say download the wallet and ask for the, you can enter any password here actually. So download that wallet. So this is the wallet RP1. Go to that particular directory. So this is the file. So copy that. Then go to, let's put it in a particular directory. So this is the old one. So let me delete that. And let me paste this one. The one that we just downloaded now, right? So, okay. So I got the wallet for the autonomous database. So let's go back here. And if you see this one, it is in this particular directory, ADB Swingbench directory, correct? So let's go back to the spreadsheet. See this one, users are pushing content, ADB Swingbench wallet, right? So this notation /c/users, this is the Unix notation. So the git bash that I was showing you, this is a Windows 10 comes with a lighter version of Linux. So this is the Linux shell. All right. Now I got that. And when you create the autonomous database, it has got multiple services. So you just saw that, right? So if you go to here, see it creates RTP high, RTP low. These are all the different services that it creates. We can use any of them, by the way. But here I just said, okay, I just picked medium. I can pick high if you want. So higher, so we can pick high, for example. And this is the admin username, this is the password. And so let's copy this wallet file to the ADB client. So first of all, let's open a window. Let's open, so we are already here. So let's connect to the Bastion. So yes, so we are in the Bastion. Now let's open another Git bash window. Actually, before I do that, yeah, let's open another Git bash window. Let us try to copy this wallet file to the ADB client, right? We have the IP address. See this one? I'm SCPing to the local host. Why it's local host? Because we are doing SSH tunnel, right? We have the IP address here. So that is the local host. It becomes a local host. So let's copy this to that one. Is that? Okay, now you can see because I'm repeating this demo, my IP address got changed. So VI. So very quickly go here, copy this, paste, /local. So delete that. So let's go here. So now let me copy again. Yes. So that file is copied now. Okay, cool. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create a Swingbench schema. The Swingbench schema, the schema name is going to be SOE, password is this. The size of the schema is going to be 0.1 terabytes. That's about 300.1 gigabytes actually, yeah. So, and this is the table space name, number of connections, and this is going to be the configuration file. We will use this, and I will explain this in just a minute, okay? So we are going to open the SSH window into that local host. So we are here, all right? So this is going to be window 2. Let's call this as window 2. So see this one, we are on ADB client, and the other window is this one, Bastion. So the Bastion is basically just opened as SSH tunnel, but most of the work we are going to do it in this window. So that's done. Then what I'm doing is I'm going to the home directory. I'm removing the old installation of Swingbench. I'm downloading Swingbench, and I'm setting the username password, and you see what I'm going to do. So copy this, paste, all right. So that's done. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create Swingbench schema. So just copy this. This is the command, by the way. Or you go to the bin directory, you run OE wizard, all that. So let's do that. Right. This takes about a minute or so to create a schema. So, and the meanwhile, let's see whether the schema is valid. So let's do that. It should be completed within a few more seconds. It loads about 100,000 rows in customers table and a few hundred orders in orders table and another few hundreds in order items table. So just one few seconds. If you like, you can fast forward your video. Okay. All right. Anytime it should be completed. Okay, see that it's completed. So if you can read this, it said rows inserted per second is 61,000 and actual number of rows generated is 2 million and commit complete 140. So it took about how many? How much time it took? It took data generation time. It took 59 seconds total. All right, total runtime was 59 seconds. So felt like more than a minute, but it's only 59 seconds. All right, that is completed. Now let's see. Let's run this. Just see if the schema is valid. Just shows you how many rows are there. So there are tables, 10 indexes, 26, sequences 5, and so on. Then this one gives you the schema statistics. All right, so it just tells you order items table, orders table, and actually this one you cannot read. Actually, it's a number of rows. All right. Okay. Then what we are going to do is next, we are going to update the Swingbench configuration. So if you go to this bin directory, there is a configuration file actually. So what we are doing is by default, it has got something called logon group count as 1. We are going to replace with 5. It has got number of user connections as 16. We are going to make it 6 actually. So that's what we are trying to do here. If you want to have more, you can change this one. And then, so this is very simple. So just do this, copy this, and go here, paste it. So that's just a just updating the configuration file. Now we are going to actually create a workload. So let's see, go to Swingbench, the bin directory, and we will run this one. So let's run that. So this is going to add additional data into that particular schema. So now what we will do is we will go to this one. Actually, while that's going on, I cannot run these commands, but we can go to autonomous database and go to this one, database actions. All right. So let me show you quickly. Okay, I guess there is heavy load on the system. So here, so let me cancel this. Let's see whether I can, because there was only one OCPU and I think we are doing heavy number of transactions. You can see 37,000 transactions and I think there was heavy load on the system. So let's see, no, not this, Performance Hub. So you can see, I think there must be heavy load. So that's what was going on actually. So it was, see the number of active sessions, a lot of activities. So that's why I was not able to, let's go back. So database actions, now it should work, I think. Let's close this. Okay, so now we can go to admin. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll go to SQL Plus and we'll run some queries. So for example, there's a query that I have. See this one, select this query. So we can run this. Paste. right? So I can run it here. Let's see. Oh, I did not log in as SOE. That's the problem. Okay. So what we can do is we can go to this window. So let's go here. So run these queries there. So just go here. We are using SQL, that command line tool, the new tool that we have, not SQL Plus. So just tells you how many rows are there in the tables, right? So it inserted 3,200 more after that previous run, all right? Now I can also use SQL Plus. To use SQL Plus, what you need to do is we need to unzip this wallet file, right? So you go back here. So you remember we copied the see this one? This was copied a few minutes back. I did an SCP from my local laptop to this machine. So what we need to do is we need to unzip that. So let's do that. Then we are going to update this sqlnet.ora file. So if you look at that, more sqlnet.ora, see this one, there is a directory, !/network and all that. Actually, this is the directory where the tnsnames.ora is located. The wallet file is located, right? Because it's in the same directory, right? So we need to replace that. So that's what this sed command does actually. So let me do that, right? So just let me do that. So now if I do SQL, this thing, you will see that. See that? It got replaced. home/PC directory, all right? So that's what it does. Now, once that is done, I can use SQL Plus because there is a tnsnames.ora here. See, all the services are there, RTP, ATP1 medium, TP, high, low, all those things are there. So I can just copy this and run it from my laptop. So I see the oops. Let's see why this is not working. RPA, ATP1, correct, yeah. So let's see why it's not working. Oh, I need to do this one. I didn't do export of TNS admin, so that's the problem. Okay, now it should work. See that? So it gets connected, everything is good. So the next one is I can create some charts and so on. So I will show you that in just a minute. So let's go back to this one and see this. There's a user administration, right? So let's go here, database users. And so here I have this user called SOE. Let's edit this user and grant web access. So that way I can use the SQL worksheet, all right? So apply the changes. So now let's go back here, log out and log in as SOE. And we know the password. Okay, so now you see I logged in as SOE. Now what I can do is I want to show you how to create some charts, simple charts. It's a pretty cool feature. So create new chart. Now I can give a name to the chart. So here are the charts. So let's create the charts. Okay, so here we go. And for now, it's not protected with any other privileges. It's still controlled by the access control. So that means only I can access it. I can access this chart only from my home network or the private subnet that we defined. All right. So let's go to the next one and let's enter the SQL query. So this is the query. I just want to show you that. So here we have, no, not that one. Let's see. So this is a SQL. And so here it says area chart. So I'm going to just use a simple bar chart. And it's going to pick the row number as the Y column. So I can say next, create. I can do preview and all that, but just very quickly, I can see the bar chart. See that one? So it shows you how many rows are there in each of these tables, right? So so let's go back. Let's create another chart, orders by country, right? So let's go select this SQL. Actually, let's go back. This is good. So here we go, create a new chart. Oops, not that. Go to this, orders by country. That is going to be the name of the chart, and the description, not protected. Go to the next one. And so just see this one. This is the SQL that I'm going to be choosing. And so again, here we can use maybe the bar chart again. And if you want to preview, it shows you the thing. That's okay. Maybe that doesn't look good. So maybe pie chart, maybe. So let's create a pie chart for that. And then if you want to see how it looks like, so this is the pie chart. All right. So let's go back here. Let's create another chart, a new third chart. I'm going to create another two or so. So orders by customer class. And this predicted. So this, and here maybe we can use again bar chart maybe, or again if we want to look at this, or there's the bar chart. If you want, actually maybe we can edit this, go here, edit this, convert into a pie chart. I think pie chart looks better. Now, then we'll go back here. Let's create one last chart, new chart, and that is going to be orders by delivery type. Okay, so that one detected, and this is a SQL delivery type. And here we go. And again, let's choose maybe pie chart again. Create. So that is the delivery type. So if you want to look at the chart, so that's how it looks. So now you can see the number of rows, right? I mean, this is actually total, not rows. Actually, this is the total sales by order type. Okay, so collection, express, next day, and all that, right? That's what you see. Now, next thing, what we are going to do is we are going to create a dashboard. So create a dashboard, new dashboard. I call it my sales dashboard, something like that. Yes. So next, and oh, this is not the dashboard I picked. I said I want to create a dashboard. Okay. Dashboard, create. And we just say add the charts. So here, the first chart, select, second one, country, add the chart, third one, and the last one. Select. So we got 4 charts, all right? Now we are going to save it. So these are saved. And now let's look at the dashboard, right? So here we go. So just click on this. See how it comes. So now what we will do is actually, I will go back to this window and I will run that additional workload right here. Yeah, why on this? So let's go back to this spreadsheet. You remember we are going to run this additional workload. So just go here. So now it's going to create additional workload. So 6 connections created, and it's going to populate the thing. So let's go back to the dashboard. And here they're all by default. We can just refresh every 5-10 seconds. And maybe another, we can just set it to 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, you see this gets refreshed. So what I want to show you is this one, right? So see, as it's refreshing, the count changes. But I can have a table also, by the way. You can look at this. So 106, 495, 106,000. So it keeps increasing, 107,000. You can look at same thing here also. You can do. So everything keeps going up, all right? And same thing here, too, you can do that. Yep. How many sales country-wise, right? So all that you can see, you can on this or even here. So that's what this one is. Actually, I just wanted to show you very quickly how to create autonomous database, how to create a schema, right, using Swingbench, and then after that, how to populate additional, how to create the charts, dashboard. And while this is running, you can see 64,000 transactions per minute. It's almost 1,000 transactions per second with one OCPU I'm doing. It's amazing, right? With one single CPU, I'm able to push so much workload into an autonomous database with one single OCPU. So that's the kind of performance you can expect. And these are some additional things, if you want to have a dashboard to monitor different things, this is what you can do. All right, that's pretty much what I want to cover. You have a good rest of the day. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to share all these things. So look for the documents in the notes section, right? I'm going to provide a link where I'm going to be posting this presentation as well as this spreadsheet. So you can use the spreadsheet and build your own demo database and try it out, actually. All right. You can do this also using free tier, by the way. You don't have to use the paid tier. In the free tier, you may not be able to put so much workload because free tier does not get you one OCPU. It gets a fractional OCPU. So you may not be able to create 6 OCPUs, 6 connections to the database. You may create maybe 1 or 2 connections at the most because it doesn't have the memory also. With free tier, you get only 1 gigabyte of RAM, not 15 gigabytes that I'm getting now. All right. So just here you can see one last time you can see. So this is all changing, right? Hope you like this. If you like it, give a thumbs up or share some comments. Appreciate, and thanks a lot. Bye.